Welcome to the Tech Sharmit podcast, where technology is not just news, but the roadmap to the future. This is a space where we explore the latest tech trends, AI, startups, gadgets, and the ideas that redefine the way we think. Leading this conversation is Amit Sharma, globally recognized as Tech Sharmit. A technologist from Bharat, Amit brings an Indian perspective to the global technology landscape. With deep technical expertise and strong industry insight, and for his contributions and impact within the global tech community, he has been recognized with several prestigious honors, including Google Developer Expert, Microsoft MVP, IBM Champion, and Planet Mainframe Influencer. Through this podcast, he shares practical knowledge, real-world perspectives, and globally relevant thinking designed to help you stay ahead in an ever-evolving technology landscape. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to the Tech Sharmit channel to stay updated with future episodes. And if you're looking to level up your skills, don't forget to explore the Tech Sharmit digital course book in the description box, where you'll find thousands of free programming courses curated to help you grow as a developer. So plug in your headphones and join us as we begin today's episode of the Tech Sharmit podcast.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Tech Sharmit podcast. Today I'm joined by another very special guest, Rastko Kadijevic, who is joining us from Slovenia. If I talk about Rastko, then he is the founder of Business Dynamics and has been recognized as an IBM champion for 3 consecutive years. His work focuses on enterprise asset management, sustainability reporting, and digital transformation, particularly within the asset-intensive sectors such as energy and utilities. So in today's episode, we will talk about asset intelligence, ESG reporting, enterprise platforms, and the evolving role of technology in building more resilient and sustainable organization. But before we proceed further with these all things, I would like to thank Rastiko for joining us today in this episode. And now I request you to please initiate the discussion by telling us a bit about yourself.
Well, first of all, hi, Amit. Thank you for inviting me to your podcast. I think that you are doing great work for the whole community. And I know it's not only based to the IBM. You have much more things that you're covering and you are doing. So I feel really honored that I'm talking to you today. As you mentioned, my name is Rastko Kadijevic, and it's hard to pronounce even for local people, so we will skip that. I'm based in Slovenia, but I was born and raised in Serbia, and I moved to Slovenia around 6 or 7 years ago or so. I was my education road was completely different than what I'm doing now. I finished bachelor and master studies on the Faculty of Physical Chemistry in Belgrade, Serbia. And then after moving to Slovenia, I entered this IT world.
Okay.
Few years ago, I found Business Dynamics, and now I am also somehow pushing this story, but I'm also part of Intercomputer Group, which is one of the biggest regional IBM partners in Central Eastern Europe and this ex-Yugoslavia region. And yeah, you mentioned other things. I think that through our conversation, we will go deeper into some details. But yeah, let's go. I'm looking forward.
Okay. So yeah, although there are so many things that I have planned for this session, what we are going to discuss here. But before that, I really want to congratulate you for once again selected for being recognized as an IBM champion once again. And I think it's your 3rd consecutive year in a row. That's a huge achievement. So let's talk about this only because I'm sure most of the IBM champions are also watching this episode. So can you please tell us about your journey, particularly into this IBM ecosystem, and what this recognition mean to you and how it has impacted your journey so far?
Yeah, that's true. It's third consecutive year, and this journey is real fun. I think that this journey is the best thing related to working with IBM. So I have to congratulate the whole community I mean, Libby and the whole team, they are doing great things,
Yes.
and we have this opportunity to be at the core of their knowledge. So we have so many informations that we can use. We can learn so many things, but the start was not even planned. I didn't even know that this exists. So I'm working with IBM for 7 years now or so, through different kind of partnerships. And I learned about this program, I think, around 4 years ago. I can not even remember how. I think that I saw some post on LinkedIn, and then I started to like recording my activities. So I became a rising champion and advocate, and I do not know what. And it's pretty good actually, because I had opportunity to visit the Tech Exchange in Orlando last year, to meet really exceptional group of people and really to see how this part of community, which is focused on Maximo, is open regarding sharing knowledge, recommending all kind of different activities. So it was really like a really important thing for me to learn that and to understand what type of people do we have in our community.
Okay. Okay. And one thing, could you please let the audience know about the kind of activities in which you are involved as an IBM champion? Like, are you creating blogs or podcasts or anything? Like, what kind of material you are preparing?
Mm-hmm. Sure. So on social networks, so with probably the main focus on LinkedIn, I'm trying to use, because my part of working is business development and sales.
Yes.
But I have like solid technical background, and I'm trying somehow to be a translator of technical things and technical topics to wider audience. Because time to time people do not like to read too techy stuff. So I'm trying to soften it up and to inform people what is new about Maximo Application Suite, what is the roadmap, how this can help them, and so on. But even probably the more important thing is that by my organization, by Intercomputer Group, I'm supported for these public activities. I'm speaking a lot on different conferences throughout the whole region. We are working in 6-7 countries. And before, while I was living in Serbia, I had a rock band, and this was a really important part of my life. And I'm missing these live performances because, now I'm old and serious, and I am not playing anymore, at least not publicly. Okay. So this opportunity to speak in front of people, and I think that these public presentations and events are probably the most frequent activity that I have in the program.
Okay, I think with this explanation, I'm sure like those who are watching this and those who are interested into IBM Champion program, they can relate that this is not just an achievement or title. There is a long journey behind it. You have to contribute a lot, and then you are rewarded with this kind of title by the IBM. So it's a great journey.
Exactly.
Okay, so other than that, although there are so many advocacy activities that you are doing consistently for a very long time, other than that, like you are also contributing as a founder of Business Dynamics. So we just wanted to know the real story behind the founding this company. What were the problem that you tried to solve when you enter in the market for the very first time?
So back then when I started, I think I started to think about it some 5 years ago. Okay. or so. And I mean, honestly, it came from frustration. I was at that time, I had the position of sales director in one company, and I was trying to find members. We were expanding. I needed more people in my team, and I was trying to find sales people on the market.
Okay.
And I had many interviews, spoke to a lot of people. And what I found is that very few people were willing to truly understand what they have to sell, or
Okay.
to be more important, to be more precise, how this is working, how
Hmm.
people will use it, how this can help them to achieve their goals. The more important thing in sales, I think, in last decade is that you have a suit and a tie, and that makes you a good sales guy.
Hmm.
But I was trying to provoke that. I during these interviews, I even had the questions like, what is the shape of earth and so on, and you cannot believe what type of answers I was receiving back. But then I realized, okay, a lot of technical companies, especially companies that are selling solutions, not just pure products, so not just box moving, have probably the same problem.
Mhm.
So I spoke with my friends from different companies, and I realized that that's exactly the fact. So back then, I spoke with my friend who is the owner of one digital studio, Chrome Digital Studio, and he was like, "Come on, man! I will be your first customer. Start your own journey.
Okay.
Help me to define my sales process and to approach the market." And this is actually how I started. So big thank to Ogi Shkobo from Chrome Studio. He pushed me into this direction.
It's really quite fascinating, like how, as you shared, that it was started just because of some frustration, and now it is creating a bigger impact in the IT industry, and it is changing the game at all. So it's really a great, inspiring journey of yours. And if we look at your overall career journey, then it spans across like asset management, sustainability, digital transformation. So if we talk about these areas or these domains, so was there any specific moment or maybe the project that shaped your focus particularly into these areas of asset management, sustainability, and digital transformation?
Hmm. I mean, honestly, there was no big aha moment. So probably 10 years ago, I didn't even know what is asset management. I was not aware of that. So what happened is that um, my ex-boss, now my really good friend, moved from a company that we were working together to a different company that
Okay.
was IBM partner focused on enterprise asset management.
Mm-hmm.
And then after a few months, he called me and he was like, "Come on, man, join me here." And I was like, "Okay, but I really do not know what is that. So what we are going to do." And then I realized that I don't really care what we are going to do at this moment, but I will work with him. So this was my, initial impulse to move to asset management.
Okay.
Then after pretty quickly, I realized what's the value of that approach. So it is not an IT product plug and play. There is a lot of problem solving skills that you need to implement in order to reach the goal. I mean, to
Mm-hmm.
reach really the specific standard
Yes.
of your delivery. And this was interesting for me. So being physicist, we are learned how to solve complex problems. And if you try to solve it like as a whole, you will not manage to do that. You will just end up depressed, deeply depressed. So these decomposing big structural problems to smaller chunks that you can
Chunks.
approach
Yes.
time
Very
to
important.
time. Yeah. Uh, this was like, okay, I can do that. This is interesting. Let's go. And that's it.
That's great. And I think you just shared a great advice to all the students, especially those who are looking into the similar kind of work profile. That if you are facing, because we all face challenges, right? There is nothing called failure in the process of learning. There are so many challenges. So instead of looking at that problem at one level, instead of that, try to break it into chunks, as you just mentioned, that try to break it in chunks, and then try to figure out the right solution for all the parts, and then maybe you can collaborate all to find the better solution. So that's a great advice for all the audience. Okay. So now, Rastko, we will discuss bit about the IBM Maximo application suite. So for the listeners, maybe who are not aware or familiar with this, how does Maximo transform the way organization manage their assets? Is there anything special that you would like to share with the audience in a very simple or in a very layman terminology?
Yeah, so I, I would say that probably the biggest shift that Maximo can bring to your organization is this moving from reactive to proactive. So that means that at the start we are fixing things when they break.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's okay. That's nothing wrong with it. We all started like this. Maximo Application Suite allows you to start to understand your assets, to understand what you have, and to understand their behavior. And after some time, you can understand, I might have a problem in the near future with this asset.
Okay.
And what it brings to your organization is that you have this opportunity to expand the life cycle of your assets. So, for example, if you're expecting by some standard maintenance procedures, paper-based, reactive, to have an operational asset for 10 years, with a slight shift in your approach, you might have it for 15 years.
Correct.
Maybe even for 20 years. No? And that brings a lot of savings to your organization, of course, and it changed the way you're working. So, of course, we shouldn't go into extremes and have, like predictive maintenance on our light bulbs. We should keep them still, use them until failure. But for some more sophisticated equipment, yeah, sure. So, and I would say this. So, moving from reactive to proactive is probably the first big win that you can get with Maximo. After that, it's so complex product. Then you can realize, so I can also be smarter regarding using my workforce, regarding using my fleet management, regarding using my facilities, how I'm approaching them in terms of maintenance. Can I do something better, smarter? So then you are opening, and that's also beauty of this approach. You always have some additional doors to open and to think about, okay, now I have this under the roof. What is the next step? And with the correct business partner, you can achieve this.
Okay, so we can conclude in a way that it is in a very simple way that it will help you to predict your future, the future of your assets and your organization, and then it plans the things in a better way so that later in future it will not cause any kind of issues, right? You can plan everything in a better way in order to achieve
yeah. I mean,
goals.
Probably the biggest issue is that something stops, and we have no idea why.
Yes.
Who is responsible for that? How much money we are losing because this is stuff. I mean, sometimes that's money, sometimes that's like some other thing, some other measurement factor. Yeah. But that's the key, to know your assets and to know your system and to know how you are going to approach it, how you are going to model it, so you are working smarter and not harder. That's not always the same metric.
Okay. And now, Rastko, let's talk a bit about your another core expertise areas, that is NVZ. So, if we talk about sustainability reporting and ESG, that is a very crucial thing nowadays. So, how does IBM NVZ help organization to turn sustainability data into the real operational insight? Because normally we can do that, but yes, we know that there are some hurdles there, challenges there. So, in that case, like how this tool IBM NVZ is helping the organization.
So at this moment in let's say in roles development, I have a really big personal problem to talk about sustainability, because we are talking about sustainability now and achieving net zero at the same moment some people are bombing oil fields and I don't know what, and tankers are burning in our seas and like destroying everything. But we should pretend that it is really important to write down how many letters we sent out to our customers this month. So from that point of view, I think that we are on a wrong track. And for example, in Slovenia at this moment, electrical cars are really modern. Not because we want to be sustainable and environmentally friendly and aware, but we do not pay taxes for our companies if we are using electrical. At the same time, we still have thermal power plants where we are burning coal. So the whole chain looks like this. We burn coal, produce electricity, then charge our cars from this like electricity produced from coal, and then we are like sustainable and green. That's, I mean, at least to me, that's completely crazy. I agree that we have to do something regarding our planet, but I'm not sure that we are on the right path. Now let's jump back to NVISI. So if we can put this aside, I think that what I saw that it's the biggest impact that NVISI can bring to your organization at this moment is, all these companies have to send these reports at some time. Usually that's the end of the year, at least in European Union.
Okay.
And in average, like 7 to 15 people are spending like 3 to 4 months to gather all this data. So the thing is that these companies already have all this data for reporting, but they are scattered to all different kinds of systems. Some departments have it in paper, some in Excel spreadsheets. Then putting all this together and make it like meaningful takes a lot of time. And probably the biggest impact that NVISI can have on specific organization is this time saving. So let your people do some creative and interesting things. Do not push them to go through thousands and thousands of Excel spreadsheets and gather this data. If you have platform that can, and implementation is not so long, so you cannot compare it to Maximo. It's completely different approach and different product. So you have this on the market, and when you calculate all these man days that you are spending, and your people could actually do something important for the organization, I think that this approves investment in product like IBM and NVISI.
Yes, it will. Okay, here I have one question, because normally when we talked about the asset management or implementing the enterprise asset management particularly, so it sounds like it's very easy process, but honestly, like I feel that there are so many challenges. It's not that easy that people relate. But from your experience, what do you think? Like, what are the biggest mistakes, or maybe the common pitfalls that organization face when they are trying to implement their enterprise asset management system for the very first time from scratch? So what kind of common things you have observed so far?
That's a very interesting topic. So, probably the biggest one is treating it as an IT project. So this may sound awkward, but stay with me. Okay. So if you think that you will buy a software, your IT team will implement it and it's done, so you better don't even start doing that. And even at the initial talks, we are trying to avoid internal IT teams. Because like this momentum of digitalization is pushing like dozens of some IT products that will help them a lot, that will save their life, and it's just pile up. An internal IT team at every moment since COVID, I think, until now, in backlog, they always have 2-3 really cool, like life-changing products that they have to implement. And when you go to them with idea of implementing Maximo, for them is like, oh, come on, go, run away. But if you look at if you try to look at it like from another angle, at most cases, IT will not use this product. So you should speak probably with people from operations, so people who will actually use this product in their daily work, and try to go from this side. And if you do not understand that this will change the way you are working, so not your IT infrastructure. There is also one part about that, but in a nutshell, IBM Maximo Application Suite is changing the way your company is functioning.
Yeah.
And it is, so let's say all departments have to work in order to achieve the goal. The second thing is, the second biggest mistake that I saw is, okay, we implemented it and we are going home. It's finished. It's not finished. When you implement it, then it starts. And if you do not have some kind of post go live hypercare or define support for this specific company, it will not be used. People and inertia are connected tightly. We do not want to change. We want to keep our direction all the time. And if you come to me and give me some new solution that I have to use, but you do not show me how this can help you, I will not use it for sure.
Correct. Yeah.
And so it's not a technological problem; it's more problem on people's side. But there is a good way to soften this. So I would say if you want to skip this, work with all teams that will use Maximo. So not focus only on IT that has to approve this to you, but actually try to understand the model of functioning of this company, and after every moving to production, stay with your partner, stay with your customer, and have at least 2 months of hypercare.
Okay. One more thing here. Suppose same thing we discuss in terms of energy, because mostly your work focuses on energy and utility sector. So in terms of that area, what are the challenges that we are facing, particularly in energy companies today? If you look at the market today's scenario, so for energy companies, is it the same challenges, or there is something different compared to the asset management system?
I mean, I would probably say depends from which angle we are looking. If we are looking purely from asset management system, then okay, implement a solution. Be careful about ISO 55000 family. So do it by the book, and everything will be fine. But on the other side, what energy companies are facing now is like aging infrastructure. So infrastructure that was never built to be digitalized. And when you are speaking with energy companies, you realize that lifespan of their assets is like even 40 plus years. They have some assets that was built in countries that are not existing for a long time now. Then, I mean, the whole energy sector is changing. What we have now, what we call prosumers. So it is really hard to understand. For example, if you are looking this low voltage network, okay, high and mid voltage are pretty good, have pretty good cover with different SCADAs and so on. So you get some idea what is going on, but we are still not talking about the maintenance. Low voltage is problematic, And for example, in my street, we have 15 houses with solar panels connected to the same transformer. And this transformer was built 30 years ago when nobody thought about having prosumers. So it was not built to receive energy back.
Correct.
And then you have these solar fields, again, some assets which are new to energy sector, and you cannot treat them the same way that you would treat these traditional assets in energy sector. So I would say, we as Intercomputer Group and SMAX, we are working a lot in energy sector, from production through transportation and distribution. And we see that energy sector is really inspiring for asset management. And one more important thing, their assets are pretty expensive. So, they want to expand the life cycle of their assets. And everything that happens with their every downtime is like, this is felt by a really big number of people. We had year and a half ago, I think, or a year ago, we had this problem. I think it was on transmission lines somewhere in Montenegro, and like 2/3 of Balkan were without electricity for 9 hours. And nobody didn't know at that point what is going on, because we received that there is some break over here, but we really do not know what is over there. So I think that in future, they are still not all digitalized, but in next few years, I think that they will all go to this road.
So I think now it's clear to all of the audience that yes, whatever challenges we talked about, it is not only impacting the work, but the expenses, but it is also affecting the people's life, right? Because it is highly connected with everyone's, and not only it is a loss of money, but also a loss for all the people like who are affected with their work. Their work is also affected with that. So it's great, like people like Rastko are handling this situation from the very forefront when they are working with these systems and make sure that everything works perfectly. So kudos to you, Rastko.
Thanks.
Okay. Yeah. So, okay, here I have one question. Suppose you got a chance to build or maybe to advise the organization those are specifically starting their digital transformation from today, from the very scratch. So what 3 advice would you like to give to them? Only 3 advice that you think that yes, these are the things that can be beneficial for the organization who are working on the system from very scratch.
I mean, there's a lot of things, but let's try to pick a 3. Okay, if we know in which direction things are going, so I would say probably the first thing is start with data. So
Okay.
Not software, start with your data. Understand what you actually have at this moment. Because if you buy a really good software and you try to put your data without checking what do you have to pump it to your software and expect to have some outcome, you will get garbage in, garbage out, or we can use some even worse words to describe that. But this is like, if I would be implementing this into my organization, I would start definitely from data. Second thing is focus on people. So what we were talking a few minutes ago, only solution that your people are using is good solution. So and you can buy the best car, and if you keep it in your garage, that's real estate. I mean, it's completely missed opportunity to enjoy it. So I would say that technology without adoption is really, really expensive picture on your company's wall. You do not want that. And the third is probably switch from thinking about the features and think about outcomes. So think about what you want to achieve. And this is also one of pitfalls that we didn't mention. When I'm talking to companies, they say, we have this solution, we are testing it, and this is really tailored to our present needs. And I'm immediately, okay, so you're implementing some solution. Implementation will last at least for a year and a half, 2 years for bigger companies, to achieve that. And this is satisfying your current needs. What about your needs in 2 years?
Yes, it will be changed.
Will your needs be the same? What about 5 years? Do you have did you conduct any study how you want your company to look like in 5-10 years? Because these things are not cheap. And if you focus on what I need at this moment, so if I am focusing on features, not on outcomes, this can be really, really tricky in later stages, in later years. So start with data, pay attention to your people, and focus to outcomes, not features.
Very important things. And I think this is the best trick to start with. So I'm sure like those who are about to start their system, they have got the key to succeed in their business. So that's a great advice, Rastko. Okay, so moving ahead, like we have plenty of things that we can discuss here, but we are short on time. So I just want to take two more questions. The first question is related to the support system, because behind every person there is a lot of people who support us. So looking back on your career, who were the key people around you who had a defining impact on your journey so far?
This is the hard one. So I've been lucky, I've been lucky to work with a lot of extraordinary people from both sides of the spectrum, and I learned a lot from everybody. For this positive side of spectrum, I learned how I should act. And from negative, I learned maybe even equally important how I should not act. And I'm really thankful to all of them. But if I would have to, to point out some of those, let's say that I already mentioned Ogi Shkobo, my friend from teenage days, that somehow motivate me to start my own journey. And if we are speaking about business, that would be definitely I also mentioned him. So my ex-manager, now friend Miroslav Pavlevski, who invited me to this company that was working in asset management segment. And of course, now we have so many great people in our community, like Jan William, then Witold, and I just enjoy watching them how they speak about the technology and how they are helping us with less knowledge. And then of course a lot of things. For example, these two guys are really important. Okay. So Dwight Schrute and Michael Scott. And a lot of different let's say things, approaches, but of course family, they are supporting me, but always, and that's also I cannot skip them.
Of course, yeah, family is also there, and because of their support, like we start our journey and we met with so many people around. So that's a great, like how everyone has helped you in your journey. It is really great to know, because this is something that every IT person can relate, that yes, in IT there is a network, there's a community who are ready to help you whenever it is needed. So that's a great thing about IT ecosystem. All right. So, Rastko, I think now it's time to talk about Slovenia, because you are a proud citizen of Slovenia, and I'm sure like people already know about those great things that is contributed by the Slovenia to the world. But I just wanted to know about one thing that is really close to your heart as a proud citizen of Slovenia that you wish to share with the rest of the global audience about your country.
Yes. So as I mentioned at the beginning, I moved to Slovenia some time ago. Mm-hmm. So being proud citizen is maybe, I'm trying to be a proud citizen of the world. Okay. But what is really interesting and beautiful about Slovenia? So Slovenia is a small country, but it punches well about its weight. It's like it's really incredible. I mean, the this natural diversity. So you have in the same country you have like Alps, Adriatic coast, forests, rivers, wine country. Nature here is exceptional, and the way that people here are treating nature is also exceptional. So they understand it as their own. So everybody is taking care about it. You will not find too many, garbage on a street and in the river. So we have this. We really have opportunity to enjoy the nature, and that's probably the best way and the best thing about Slovenia, and why I decided to live here.
And you know what? You mentioned about one thing, that you are not only the proud citizen of Slovenia, but a proud citizen of world. And I really like this phrase, because I especially like, it's something that I also feel that those leaders who are not bound by the borders, and they think about the global ecosystem, so they are the one like who are really contributing, not for only their country but for the for all the global things. Because borders are something that, yes, that is a separate thing, but overall we all know that everyone is contributing to a big picture. So that's great to know, like you are also working with the same kind of vision. So it was really a great to know about your mindset, and I'm sure those who are into the leadership role, they can also try to think in that way, so that we can collaborate not only a bunch of people but more people around the globe. So that's a great thing.
I'm looking forward to see that. I really hope they will find like strength to move out of their
Beyond the borders.
narrow sight and start to think like that. Yeah.
Correct. All right. So yeah, I think we are good for now. So thank you so much, Rastko, for joining us in this call, and for sharing so much information about Maximo and other IBM related technologies. And I'm sure like whatever information you have shared here, it will resonate with so many other listeners. So thank you once again for being a part of the show.
Thank you, Amit, for inviting me. Keep the work. Keep the good work.
Thanks.